Completing the casino heist setups can take a pretty long time since there are many options to choose from. But you don't need to do all of them. That's why in this video, I will show you the fastest way to complete the most important setups, starting with the vault content. When you are at your planning board, this will be the first mission that you need to start to scope out the primary target. Now the quickest way to do this is if you have an oppressor mark II, since you can simply fly towards that place, or if you don't own it, just go towards the marked location on your map, and when you eventually arrive at this place, you do not want to go towards the security guard and start hacking him, because this will take a pretty long time. The fastest way to do this is by just going up towards him, and when you see him, immediately blow him up, where you then will be able to collect the phone, which honestly saves you so much time. Now all you need to do is lose the cops, but you actually don't need to worry about them, to be fair, because when you collected the phone, you can immediately head over towards the casino, and then when you've lost the cops, you will see that you will be able to enter the casino. Inside here, immediately take out your phone and go towards the app that is shown in the bottom right, because inside of this place we're going to search for the signal strength, which is the strongest. All you need to do to find the strongest connection is by simply running towards the direction where the connection is going up, and when you eventually find it, you will see in the top left corner that you will be able to access the security camera feed, where we will be able to scope out the primary target. Now just go through the vault camera feeds, and when you're eventually at this point, you will be able to see what primary target you have. In my case, I got gold, which is the best loot to get. Underneath that, we got paintings, which is pretty easy to do if you only play with 2 players. And then the worst possible loot that you can get is cash. In some special events, you might also get the diamonds. This is honestly pretty rare to get, but if you do get them, these are the best ones to get. And now all we need to do is just simply leave the casino, and we've completed the first prep. But now go back to your planning board, and it doesn't matter which approach you choose, because what we're going to focus on right now is choosing the right crew. For the gunman, I always recommend going with the poorest one, because you don't really need a strong weapon. Most of the guards that we are going to kill inside of the casino heist will be by slapping them with a gun, which honestly doesn't matter which one it is. For the getaway vehicle, make sure to always choose the poorest driver as well. But now for the hacker, this is actually the most important option to choose, because this completely relies on the primary target that you got. If you got paintings, for example, you honestly don't need the most expensive hacker. You'll be fine when getting a good hacker, since paintings are the quickest primary target that you can collect. Now if you got gold or cash, always choose the most expensive hacker that you have, which in my case is the Page Harris. But now we can start with the first setup mission, which is by getting the unmarked weapons. I recommend you to choose the micro SMG loadout, as it is the best one out of all of them. But when you're doing the unmarked weapons mission, there are several missions that you are able to get. The first mission that you're able to get is the noose fence. This is honestly one of the most annoying missions to get, because there are a total of 4 fans on the map, and you need to go all the way towards them, and then when you're eventually there, you need to destroy it and see if the weapons are inside. You actually don't know in which one of these vehicles the weapons are inside, so it is a big gamble. But when you eventually find it, you will see that you will be able to steal the weapons, and in order to collect the weapons, you need to drive now all the way back to your arcade. Now there is a quicker way to do this, which is by blowing up this car. It will take a lot of explosive in order to destroy this thing, but when you eventually destroy it, you will see that the weapons have dropped. But unfortunately, you won't be able to pick up both of them. You can only pick up one, which you then have to deliver to your arcade, and then pick up the other one. So if you do end up getting this mission, you might as well join a new session where you might get one of these locations, which is honestly the best mission to get. You will have to go towards the water right around this place, where you will then see an area marked on your map that says that you need to search for the smugglers on the coast. You actually don't need to go towards them, because if you just go inside of this yellow circle, you will see a boat that you should immediately destroy, and then this is actually the plane that we're going to need to complete this mission. Now to speed this up, simply land with your oppressor mark II on this thing, and immediately open up your interaction menu to return your personal vehicle to the storage. Now you can completely ignore all these smugglers that are on the coast, and now when you enter this plane, you will be immediately put inside of it. And now the mission is honestly pretty easy. Just take off the water and go towards this place, where you can then land inside of this yellow area and deliver the weapons. If you do manage to get this plane stuck in any location, you can also choose to destroy this and pick up the weapons, just like we did in the last mission. But now to start the next mission, we're all the way up to the Sandy Shores airfield. So to speed this up, open up your interaction menu, go towards preferences, and here you want to choose your spawn location as your arcade. If you do not have this option, make sure to buy the personal quarters on your phone, and now you can join a new session where we will be able to start the next mission. However, before we start this mission, there is actually a really easy way to lose the cops, which is by taking out your phone and call one of these people that are on your screen right now. In my case, I chose to call Simeon, where you will then see in the top left corner that you can request a job. Just wait a little bit and you will see in your phone on the job list that Simeon has given you a mission right now. Now we can start the next mission, which are the getaway vehicles, and lose the cops really easy. For the getaway vehicles, I always recommend you to go with the Nano Classic because all of the other options are pretty bad. The cars either slip out pretty quickly or the speed of it is incredibly low. Now the first mission you can get for the getaway vehicles is where you have to scare the valet. Now there is a big mistake that you can make here, which is by killing these guards with your gun and shooting at them, because this will have the cops behind you and make this mission harder for no reason. Instead, what you should do is when you go towards the valets, immediately take out your gun. I recommend using a pistol for it, and then immediately slap all of these guards, which will take them down without getting the cops behind you. Now you can collect this outfit right over here, and all you need to do is go towards the location that is marked on your map now, and you just need to wait for the getaway vehicles to arrive. Now all you need to do is let the person exit the vehicle, and you can immediately enter it where no one will get you spotted, and you can just simply bring it back to the arcade now. But the worst mission you can get for the getaway cars is this one, where you will have to fight a lot of enemies since one of the cars is all the way on top of this crate. If you have the oppressor, it does make it a little bit easier, but if you're a beginner, you will have to fight a lot of enemies right over here. So I would recommend you to just join a new session where you might get this mission where you will see that the two cars are racing against each other. Don't stop right at the beginning, because when you do get the cars, the spoilers will most likely block killing you the enemy that is inside of the car. So instead, what you want to do is drive a little bit forward, and now you can kill both of the drivers and take the car back to your arcade. Now there's one final mission where you will never get the cops behind you, since you can do this in complete stealth mode. You will have to do this by going towards the police station, and once you're eventually inside, make sure to stay out of these cops' vision. To just make it sure, go towards the left side and run inside of this place now. And once you're inside, all you need to do is pay attention of this guard on the left side, since he's the only one that's walking around this place. And now the first location where the first getaway vehicle will be at is all the way towards this left side, where you can take this car. You just have to move one of these vehicles out of the way, and now you can exit this place by driving towards this yellow marked area that is right in the front. But now be careful, because on the left side you will see that there are two cops. Make sure to not stand inside of their vision, because this will alert you. What you want to do is go immediately towards the right lane and then drive around them, where they will not spot you, which will make this mission pretty easy to deliver this car back to the arcade. Now for the second car, you only have to move this vehicle inside. Just drive it a bit forward and crash into this car, and now you can take the second car. Just be careful again for the guard that is walking on the right side, and when you eventually turn around, you can squeeze your way through it, where you will then have completed the getaway vehicles. Now if for whatever reason you want to upgrade these vehicles, you can actually do that by going just inside one of these vehicles, where you will then see in the top left corner that you can upgrade this to level 1, 2 or 3. I honestly don't recommend doing this because we won't be using this vehicle that much in the final heist, but it is fun to try it once. Now with the next setup mission, which is the Vault Keycard, a lot of people make a mistake by destroying the prison boss. You actually don't even need to go towards the boss at all. Simply mark this location on your map, which is the prison. This will be always the same location, and when you're eventually there, all you need to do is simply blow up the guard that is sitting in the tower. Sometimes if you're lucky, he will also fall down, where you can then immediately collect his Vault Keycard. But if he doesn't, you just need to go inside all the way up the stairs, kill him over there, and then take his keycard. This is honestly a really quick mission, since you can just get in and out pretty quickly. And now just go outside of the prison, join one of your jobs that you've requested previously, and now when you join back in, you might see that you still have the cops behind you, but you have actually completed this setup mission now, where you can join a new session and start the next one. Now the other mission that you might get is where you have to steal this vehicle for the Vault Keycards, and then go inside of this place where you need to search for a dead body and then deliver that back to your arcade. But you can also get this mission where you need to get the keycards from the security guards. This is one of the easiest missions, since you just have to go towards two locations, kill the security guard and take the keycard again. And then for the second location, you will always need to go inside of this building, where you need to take down two of these people and collect the Vault Keycard again. And then when you exit this place, you will just need to leave the area, and because you've entered this building, you've already lost the cops, where you've then immediately completed the Vault Keycard prep. Now for the hacking device, there are two missions that you can get. The first one is where you will have to go towards a location and kill an agent, where you then need to collect collect the access card. This part goes pretty easily, but now you need to lose the cops and go towards the noose headquarters, which is all the way on the right side of the map. And when you're eventually there, simply use this keypad, and inside of this place, we will need to search for the hacking device. This works the same way like we did with the vault contents. All you need to do is take out your phone and go towards the Sightseer app, where you need to search for the strongest signal strength again. This time there will be many guards walking around this area, and there are also cameras that you need to be careful of. But if you do have a gun that has a silencer on it, you can also choose to take down the guards. Now in my case, the strength was already pretty strong, but if it isn't for you, you just need to run towards the strongest signal, where you will then see the hacking device with a green arrow above it. Now you can exit this place and deliver it to the arcade. But the easiest one to get is where you will see that your outfit is changed to the FIB one, because for this you will need to go towards a place and blow up some of the cops and their vehicles, where you can then collect the security press from the agent. The nice thing is you will never get the cops behind you when you're blowing them up. And now you need to go towards the FIB building, which is always the same one, and inside of this place just run all the way towards the back. Make sure that you don't have a gun inside of your hand, and now take out your phone with the Sightseer app, and inside of this place, just like the mission we did before, search for the strongest connection, and then you can pick up the hacking device. Now just simply leave this place, and you will always get the cops behind you when you're exiting this building, so make sure that you have requested a job before doing this, so you can lose them in just a second. But if you haven't requested a job from any of these people, for the next mission you will definitely need it, which is by either getting the drilling equipment or the vault laser. When you started with this mission, get in any vehicle that you own that has missiles on it and just shoot everyone that is inside of this place. You will see that the cops will also be spawning around you, but just completely ignore them. You should only focus on killing the military that is inside of this place, marked with these yellow circles. And one location of the drill will be always on this place. You can simply fly over it and leave this place. Now if you still have the cops behind you, make sure to join your job list. And now when you go back for the second vault laser, you might still see the military at this place which you haven't killed, but just make sure to not shoot at them. What you want to do is immediately exit your vehicle and look inside of one of the two helicopters where the vault laser is. And now eat snacks if you are getting hit and leave this place, because if you start shooting back at them, the cops will be behind you again, which makes this mission a lot more difficult. Now one of the other missions that you could get is where you will have to go towards a location and blow up many of the enemies as well, but this time there will be also a juggernaut at that place, which you will see with this red skull. The easiest way to kill them is just stay far away from them, because they won't be able to hit you, and now just launch all of your missiles towards him. And when they're eventually all dead, especially the juggernaut, go inside and take down the 4 guards that are inside, and now you can collect the vault laser and bring it back to your arcade. Now if you have the silent and sneaky approach, you will need to do the nano drones, which is honestly pretty easy. You will have a total of 5 locations marked on your map where you will see this drone. Simply blow it up with your oppressor and immediately collect the drone parts. Sometimes the LSPD drones will also be flying around, so the easiest way to take them down is just exit your vehicle and shoot at them, where you will then be able to collect the parts. If the parts are for some reason glitched inside of the air, get back on your vehicle and collect it that way. Now we have completed all the mandatory preps. If you have the big gun, just make sure to do this one, which is pretty easy. But for the optional preps, there is one mission that you always need to do, because if you don't do this, you're almost making the final heist impossible. The mission that you should do is in the bottom right corner, which are the security passes. You can either choose to pay for the security pass, which will cost you $70,000, or you can also choose to do the setup mission. Make sure that you always do this in level 2, since this will remove the hack entirely from some of the panels. And all you have to do for this mission is go towards one of the parties. This is honestly one of the most annoying missions, but there is a trick to make this way easier, which is by going inside of the party, and in the bottom right you will see that there is a suspicion bar. The longer you stay inside of this place, the higher the bar will be. But if you actually just press your emote and hold it, you will see that your suspicion bar will be all the way towards the bottom. You can walk around to whatever place you want, just keep holding your emote button, and you just need to wait for Lester to identify the croupier. Now you will receive a message from Lester where he sends a picture what the person looks like. It will always be one of the people that is laying down on the ground. So if you're having difficulties finding it, just take out your phone, go towards your text, and you will see the image of the person. And now when you find the person, simply search them. And now inside of this yellow area, you need to search for the keycard. This will be either at some table or all the way at the railing. And now you've collected the security pass and can go back to your arcade. Because there is one more mission that you should always do when you're choosing the big gun approach. This is by getting a exit disguise, where you will have have an option to choose either the firefighter gear or the noose outfit. I always recommend you to choose the firefighter gear because this is honestly the easiest mission that is out there. For this, you will have to simply go towards the fire truck location and steal this vehicle. Now just bring this back to your arcade. If you have a job in your job list, use that to lose the cops really quickly. And that's it. This is one of the easiest missions to do. But if you want, you can also choose to pay this, which will also cost you $70,000. Now there is one more mission that you might want to do, which is the power drill hack, because if you're with a bigger crew or chose one of the most expensive hackers with artwork, you will have enough time left in the vault to get some extra money. With the power drill, you will be able to drill inside of these safety deposit boxes where you can get around $5,000 for each one of them. Now in order to do this mission the fastest way possible, go towards the construction site and then immediately go towards this white dot where you will be able to collect this yellow helmet. This will make you blend in inside of this area where you can then collect the power drills. The great thing is you can actually collect both of the power drills at the same time. You don't need to collect one, then bring it back to your arcade and come here again. You can actually collect them both at the same time and immediately leave this area. And now you've completed all of these setups the fastest way possible, where you can start with the final heist. But if you want to know the fastest way to complete the final heist, on the left side is the silent and sneaky approach, and on the right side the big con approach.